We are the champions. Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktaility coming at you today. We are talking about the Elysees, and if I'm mispronouncing that, then that would not be unexpected. That is the best of my knowledge. I just came across this cocktail and I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm going to be switching it up from the traditional recipe just a tiny little bit. This is one of those cocktails, one of those many cocktails, where the roots are sort of shaded in the mists of time. We think probably comes from the middle to late 1920s. It first appears in cocktail books in the late 1920s, kind of famously in Harry Craddock's Savoy Hotel Cocktail Book. So it's been around for quite some time. It's a takeoff on a sidecar, which we've talked about before, I think. Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have a ton of history. A lot of these old cocktails don't have a lot of documentation of exactly when they came from, when they were started, who created them, all that kind of stuff. And since we don't have any more history to talk about, let's start by making it, and more importantly, drinking it. Okay, we're back and we have ourselves some ingredients. We are going to start off with our simple syrup. So in this case, we're going to toss in a ½ ounce. And this is pretty close to, this is right at what the traditional recipe calls for. We're then going to go with our fresh squeezed lemon juice, and that is going to be 3/4 ounce, which is also what the traditional recipe talks about. We're then going to go with our green chartreuse, which right now you may be having a hard time finding. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I was sort of led to believe the shortage was ending, but I still kind of have a hard time coming across it. Anyway, so this the traditional recipe calls for ½ ounce. I'm going to up that just a little bit to 3/4 ounce. When I had the initial classic version of the cocktail, I thought it was good. I thought it was maybe just a tiny bit underflavored, so we're going to up our green chartreuse just a little bit. Then we're going to go with our Ango bitters. Traditional recipe calls for 1 dash. I'm going to go with 3. I'm generally speaking going to up the Ango at least a little bit. I think it's not going to hurt anything, and I think it kind of adds a little bit to the depth of flavor. Our base spirit here is going to be cognac. Here I'm going to use Hennessy VSOP. Just got a little bit of this one left. Now if you just have a VS, that's perfectly fine. I just happen to have a VSOP sitting around, so we're going to use that. Alright, now that we've got all our ingredients together, let's get some ice in our shaker. Alright, so let's toss that into our shaker, give it a good pound, and give it a good shake. Pop that open, and we are going to go ahead and double strain that to a chilled coupe glass. And finally, you're just going to top that off rather, with a lemon twist. And there you have your Elysees. Let's give it a try. Just a real nice sour cocktail. I think probably the VSOP is a little bit nicer than it would be with a VS, but I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. So again, if you have VS, you're probably going to be okay with it. So you're getting the citrus in quite a bit. The green chartreuse is doing something kind of different. So your green chartreuse is a very herbal liqueur. In this case, especially with upping it to 3/4, it is definitely present, but it is definitely not overpowering either. I think with the ½ ounce of simple syrup, we're sweetened just right, and the Ango. The Angostura bitters here is just providing just a little bit more depth. You're sort of getting it on the finish and not so much on the front of the palate. Just a nice and refreshing little sour cocktail that I think, normally cocktails like this you sort of recommend for more of a spring environment. This actually isn't bad for the winter. I think the cognac gives it a nice warm kind of undertone. Yeah, it's very tasty. And on that bombshell, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink, and have a good day.